Yikes, it's quite cloudy. Alright, so we are going flying, but we have to wait this mist out. But yeah, I haven't given you an update on the 172 in a few months, actually. So I'm going to update you on the 4 changes we made on the 172 before we go flying. So before we initially took delivery of the airplane, there was a problem with the regulator. It wasn't charging the battery. The previous owners had that fixed, but when we got the plane, after a couple of weeks, the issue started creeping back in and the battery stopped charging. It was giving out maybe about 12 volts, which is just not enough to charge the battery. And then we tried to get the regulator fixed, but most AMOs were telling us that it needs to be replaced. So we actually started looking at it, and it wasn't actually broken, it was just not set correctly. It was not set on the correct voltage, so we actually managed to fix that, and now it's charging more than 13 volts while flying. So yeah, we finally got that one sorted out. That was quite a pain in the neck. The other issue we had was on one of the brakes. We had a leak. Finally we got that sorted out as well. We're putting on different brake system on the left wheel, so that should be working now. And then yeah, the other change is, let me show you, we put on 8.50s, which is a little bit bigger than the tires that we had on before. The previous tires were done, out of tread, so we needed to put on new tires. We decided to go for the 8.50s. That's the third change, and the fourth change was on the propeller. So in the previous video I showed that we only get about 2,300 RPM in the takeoff roll. Now this is an 0300 engine, making 145 horsepower, which on the Cessna 172 is, to start off with, is a little bit underpowered. Add to that the engine is close to TBO, probably about 80 hours away from TBO, so it's probably not at sea level, even making full power anymore. Add to that we fly from an airfield that's about 5,000 feet in elevation. And then add to that we weren't making full power or close to full power on takeoff. So these Macaulays can actually be repitched up to 4 times, according to Macaulay, although I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it more than twice. So we know from the aircraft books that it has been repitched once. Now this is a non-type certified plane in South Africa, somewhat similar to experimental in the USA. So I have no guarantee that it hasn't been done more than once. What we had to decide, if we take the risk to repitch the propeller to get more power on the takeoff roll, or continue to fly it and, you know, always being a mild gust away from having an accident, because we simply, with 2 people up, do not have any takeoff performance. So we decided that the best thing to do is to rather repitch the propeller instead of taking the risk in having a very underpowered plane. So now we get about 2,500 RPM in the takeoff roll. So obviously, as you know, making a propeller pitch finer reduces its optimum thrust airspeed, where a coarser pitch would have a higher optimum thrust airspeed. So this is pretty much now a climb prop. I wouldn't say a stall prop, because for stall you probably need at least 2,600 RPM in the takeoff roll. I think we scored about 100 feet per minute in the climb, which is actually quite, it makes a big difference. Yeah, so between the finer pitch propeller and the bigger tires, I think we probably lost 3 or 4 knots. It's hard to tell. You don't really see that much of a difference in cruise, but my feeling is it's about 3 to 4 knots. Yeah, so that's the 4 changes we made. We are going flying now. We're on our way to the Warmbaths Taildragger flying. And we're going as soon as this mist clears. So yeah, stay tuned. Let's see how she flies. Okay, made it to Warmbaths. The visibility was quite bad most of the way, but got better as we got closer to here. It's a lot warmer here as well. So yeah, let's start the weekend.
Welcome to forever, man. Let's go. Come on.
And that's how you know it's Saturday morning at Taildragger.
No surrender.